Here is a research I have made in collaboration with a colleague of mine about the implementation of new business models. Business is the power resource of an economy. Albania, being an ex-communist country, having a closed economy without the private sector, has a relatively short historic experience. The business remains still in incubator conditions, practicing simple tools and procedures. As Albania is trying to enter the EU community, its positions affect also the businesses. It becomes more difficult for them to survive. Research suggests the use of business models for creating and adding value to businesses. Business model experimentation makes possible the exploration of new ways of creating and distributing value through thought experiment quickly and with less costs. With ongoing changes in the global economy, it's an imperative request for the businesses to be oriented to the customer. Practice all around shows managers often enter the market enforcing their ideas to the customer. This may imply a problem as their ideas may not be on the same orientation with the customer expectations, and this may lead to failure, something no manager wants. It is the reason why business models in the last decades has been in the focus of academics and practitioners, even if models and discussions about them have initiated time before the appearance of the business model management. Business models are considered valuable for managers in order to improve their overall performance, but also the innovation business model is emphasized. It's already known that innovation business models are more successful than innovation in products and services. There is research about changes and similarities between strategy and business models. Sometimes the two concepts are used in exchange of each other, but if evaluated carefully, strategy and business models are two different concepts, distinct one from the other. Business model is described as a system showing the different parts of a business are integrated all together, while strategy includes also the competition. Strategy includes fulfillment and implementation, while business model shows the way a business functions as a system. We must accept that the model, business concept, and the implementation, the form it takes in reality, must be distinguishable. It is spoken a lot about successful business models, but a business model is not a successful one on its own. It may be a good business model, but it needs implementation. As a good business model may be mismanaged and may fail, the other way, a poor business model may result successful as it is managed well and the proper abilities are used during implementation. Implementation of the business model and its management include the translation of the model from a plan to a more concrete elements as it is business structure, hierarchy and divisions, the functioning vertically and horizontally, responsibility, chain of command and intra-functional cooperation, infrastructure and systems. Furthermore, the implementation of business models must be financed by internal and external financial resources. A fundamental element for an organization that is already in the market is the evaluation and perhaps the change of business model, something emphasized in the third part of this presentation. It may lead to the organization toward change, and the proper person to make this change is the manager or entrepreneur. The problem is that this person is already used with a model. He or she feels comfortable with a way of doing things, and change may not be so well expected. The firm needs to have strategic agility for making change to transform the business model for reaching strategic innovation. This needs leadership ability to perceive and analyze environment, for assuring unity through employees and ability to redistribute resources to sustain new models. This is not easy to realize, as the firm needs to reach a good performance and simultaneously undertakes the required experiment to feed a new model. In fact, it is an organizational problem, as research for a new model often requires a coexistence for a relatively long period of the actual model with the new one. Leadership needs to assure an effective governance of the experimentation of the model, and results of the experimentation must lead on an action inside the organization. Even if the studies on business models are relatively new, lately they have taken a great importance. Relating to these studies, it can be identified the relevance and use of new business models, concepts, and tools related to them. New business models are considered as a subject of innovation, a way to go out of the boundaries in order to improve internal and external sources of ideas. New business models may be a vehicle for company transformation and renewal. Relating to business models, there is Canvas business model as a simple tool to be used as a point of reference for speaking the same language while sharing knowledge about business model through researchers and practitioners. Business Model Canvas is a strategic management tool to quickly and easily define and communicate a business idea or concept. It is a one-page document which works through the fundamental elements of a business or product, structuring an idea in a coherent way. The right side of the business model canvas focuses on the customer, external, while the left side of the canvas focuses on the business, internal. Both external and internal factors meet around the value proposition, which is the exchanged value between your business and your customers. Relating to the development of society and science, it is now much discussed as business model canvas narrows its action area on generating value to a limited customer segment. It values only the economic value of the business, and it's not a direct tool for comprehensive problem discovery, learning, and solving. Following the canvas concept, more extended business models emerge such as the triple-layered business model canvas. It is originated from the original business model canvas, while not focusing only on the economic goals, but supporting the triple bottom line perspective for sustainability, incorporating the social and environment elements in the design. The triple-layered business model canvas provides a visual representation of the business model. It is a creation and validation tool and seems the exact tool to use in practice in our case. The triple-layered business model canvas guides the organization through its transformation to a more sustainable company. The triple-layered business model canvas uses the structure of the original canvas for realizing the economic layer of the model. The second layer is built with the life cycle thinking approach to the environment, and the third layer fosters a stakeholder approach to social issues. Business leaders can use this canvas to better understand and visualize the relationship between the economic, environmental, and social aspects of their business model. Mrzizanave is an agritouristic farm where it is launched the movement Slow Food Tourism in Albania. It is situated in Fishta, a village that has experienced the great persecution during communism era in Albania before the year 1990. There was an internment camp for the people contradicting the ideology of the time, being so an evidence of suffer, fear, and death. The place where a lot of people suffered hunger has nowadays become a food lab, recognized for the natural way of producing local products. Mrizi Zanave was one of the first local businesses initiating and reevaluating the territory, visualizing the local economy as turning point of the development of this abandoned city. This agritouristic farm has cooperation relationship with 400 small farmers, obtaining this way 90% of the products from the region. It has a strong impact in the development of the region. During 1989-2001, Albania passed through a big demographic movement. This region, where the agritouristic farm is situated, had one of the highest levels of rural immigration during this period. Villages were abandoned, leaving the land uncultivated. But things changed when an entrepreneur, the owner, returned from Italy, where he lived and worked for 15 years, and opened the business Mrizi Zanave. He was a source of inspiration for the local farmers who collaborated with him and other entrepreneurs in the region for coping the new business model. The tradition shrank from the communist era, the starvation behind collectivization and the damaged history of the village become the challenge of this business to revive everything from the beginning. The rediscovery of tradition, essentially based on food and typical products, the post-dark regime, and some cultural attractions in the region, has brought a new alternative for tourism development. This preparation, realized at the processing food center, and the variety of food offered provide a powerful way of expressing culture and local heritage. And here is the economic layer of the model. The business creates value through offering quality products and services. As it helped to requalify the area, it has won now a brand status. The business uses only local products which it grows by its own, but also collaborates with 400 local farmers. The business works a lot and promotes itself through social media. It has also a processing food center where it produces food for its needs. And the social layer of the business model. Through this layer, it is understood that business being successful in its adventure has realized a requalification of the region, promoting places and products from the area. With its 90,000 visitors all around the world, it is made a brand well known, not only in Albania, but also all over the world. And the environmental layer is built with the life cycle thinking approach to the environment. The farm uses all local products, and being agro products, it makes possible not to throw anything. Everything serves to the people or nature. The business tries to minimize the energy used, having an impact also on pollution. But being in an area a little far from the main road, having not public transport in the area, there is added traffic from all those cars moving in and out the village. Its biological waste used in the fields favors circular economy. And here are the results of the research. Designing a new business model requires creativity, insight, and a good deal of customer, competitor, and suppliers information and intelligence. It needs a deep thought on value proposition, value creation and delivery, and value capture. The new business model needs to respect all the stakeholders and explore new ways to enhance sustainability. The business needs to be led from successful business models in order to be prepared for the new path through the EU. The case study offered is about a successful store in the region. The place has left deep scars on the Albanian people, but the business Mrizizanave has brought a model for redimensioning the region, not forgetting the history, but having a wider vision and using history and tradition to revitalize the region. Sustainability and social responsibility are considered imperative for the longer term of the business and the region. The triple-layered business model offers a tool for analyzing the business model, supporting a deeper and more focused analysis. Completing the layers in the model, it comes into view the interesting business model the Mrizizanov is using, giving an added value to an area with a sad history. The entrepreneur spirit of this business has provided an income source to 400 local families, creating their own production chain from milk processing, local ways of drying meat, fruit, flowers, and vegetables processing. But the relationship between farmers and agritourism farm, like Mrizizanave, is usually informal, as it commonly happens in small business, as Albania is dominated by small, not very organized farms. This is a complication for measuring the social benefit of the local farms and also on the quality of life in the region. We don't have also measurement on the pollution in the region as a result of added traffic. So, going through the layers of the model, the business must realize it has a necessity to get numerical evaluation of its activity, the impact it has in the region socially and environmentally. Normally, companies estimate their financial performance. It is as important to measure the social and environmental performance as it is to assess the financial performance. That is a gap the business Mrizizanave must work on. Finally, the objective of this research is to fill the vacuum it exists in the research literature about new business models in Albania. It realizes the implementation of triple-layered business model in local business as Mrizizanave in order to give more in-depth evaluation of the business. It realizes also some problems the business has, such as measurement about its social and environmental impact. These are important too in order for the company to assess the position and do improvements. Anyway, the study is an encouragement for future research on implementation of new business models, tools in businesses. Hopefully, you have found this presentation interesting. The aim was to present to you the latest research on business models and their implementation in practice. I thank you for your attention and invite you to make your comments, questions, or feedback at the comment section in the video